Hello everybody and welcome back to just my Redstone test world, I guess. So yeah, in the last video I talked about how I was working on analog addition and subtraction and all the carryovers and things like that. And yeah, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at what progress I've made. I've made progress, and it's good progress. So in my original system I was basically just using decoders to decode binary into analog. However, there's a problem with this. You see, and this is gonna be a quick recap. When you add 1 and 2, the strength of 2 overrides 1 when it gets carried over. For example, over here, we have 2 because this 2 is on. So even though this should be 3 now, it is not 3. Now the solution, if we go over to here, is really simple. We stop representing numbers as having value in binary. And what I mean is that basically in binary, the values would have been 1 and then 2. However, if both are able to be 1, then that means that we have equality in the system. And, you know, having that means that one number cannot be more powerful than the other, and cannot override the other. So now, if we set this guy to 1, actually no, if we set this guy to 1, and then we set this guy to 2, I mean, he still only shows a, well actually no, he's a value of 1 technically. So both these inputs have a value of 1. If we have 3, it carries over and adds 1 to the next one. The problem here, these guys are still on. However, I think if we hook this up to a red coder, this will actually change. So let's see what happens. And as you can see, both of them are off. The reason I don't have the third one here is because this won't matter. We can only represent 1 and 2 in ternary. Now, theoretically, if you wanted to add, let's say, what if we had 11? Well, or what if we had like 1 and 1? How do we represent that? Because technically, the system can't represent 1 and 1, because none of these guys can be on when these guys are on. And that's the problem. I'm thinking what we do is, I don't even know. I don't even know the answer to this, because it's just strange to me. It's a bit of work in progress. Okay. Now I did make a bigger one, and this one has, I mean, it works the same way. It basically does addition on 2 different numbers in analog. So if you see, let's go ahead and do that, and then probably like this that carries over to the next one. As you can see over here, this one got toggled on, and now this one's going to be outputting a signal. And you can add another one over here that subtracts from it and all that good stuff. See, I haven't done that. I just haven't. So yeah, here we go. He's got a signal strength of 1 because this guy, the input to this guy is 1. Boom. Pretty cool. Now, I did have somebody ask me how exactly comparators work, so I'm going to go ahead and do some more examples of how comparators work, and we're going to go ahead and talk about it. So here's a lever, here's a comparator. We're putting in a signal strength of, let's say, 3 to this. So as you can see, this is in compare mode, because it's got a C on it, thanks to the texture pack. That's amazing. If we switch this one on, because this one is 14 and this one is 13, this one will override the 13 going in. So this is compare mode. It's comparing 2 signals. If they are both the same, I'm not really sure what happens. I've never really messed with that. It just stays, this one is on by default. This one, I guess, has like more power over the system than the other one, you could say. But yeah, basically this can allow you to turn off a comparator. They also have subtract mode. And now subtract mode is what's interesting, because subtract mode gives us mathematics using comparators, and it's very, very nice. Let's go ahead and let's do, like, I don't know, 9 minus 13 gives us 4. Look at that. That means it will also travel a signal strength of 4. So theoretically, if we take our redstone, just do this, we have 4, not 5. And this can represent up to 15 numbers in total, so redstone is actually base 15. But it's also binary. which is kind of weird because, well, it's only base 15 when you use it as base 15, or well, base 16 technically. It's hex. Yeah, because you count to 15, and then on the next one you carry over. Okay. Now I have demonstrated that if you do inverse subtraction, that's addition. So I'm not sure why I'm gonna do this again, but I felt like doing it again. Alright, for those of you who don't understand, this is what we need to do. So basically, we're gonna be subtracting signal strength from these comparators, which subtracts signal strength from another comparator over here. So right now, it's gonna be off because there's no inputs going in. The output can be up to, I guess, like 15. I don't know. Now, this is where things get interesting, because we can actually add signal strength. So let's say we're doing, like, this is going to be 10. This one's going to be 9, I think. No, 12. Okay, never mind. This one's 11. So, as you can see, if we add 11, or if we subtract 11 from this, we get 4 from this, which reduces the amount that we're subtracting from this. And that causes 11 to come out of here. That's pretty interesting. Now, if we subtract more from this one, that means we now have 3. And 4 minus 3 is 0. So we can't actually have that coming out. So basically, it just outputs 15. But what if we have 15 and, well, actually, what if we have 13 over here, which gives a signal strength of 1? Apparently, it just goes all the way to the end. Oh, right, yeah, it's gonna have the same signal strength, so this one's 14 going in. Yeah, okay. Can we multiply in this analog system? And the answer is, I don't know. I haven't actually tried to multiply. I only know addition and subtraction. It's easy. Anyway. Yeah, that's basically comparators, kind of. And comparators also can be used like this, so you can read a signal. And so this is a bit complicated of an example. So one way we could fix this system, it's gonna be a little weird, but we stack another one of these on top of this. No, I don't like that idea. I don't think that's gonna work. How about we make it so it represents 6 signal strengths instead of just this? So if we build it out a bit wider and we add a few more inputs, then we can represent another 2 numbers. Of course, this system wouldn't work anymore, the red coder. And this is the problem I have. I don't know the best way to tackle this problem. And I don't really have anything to go off of here with my solution. So, we're basically just stuck with this for now. I mean, it's good progress and all. Okay, now time to go take a look at my other thing. Or do we not want to do that? Because I haven't really made much progress on the next thing. Okay, here we are at the computer. Haven't made much progress. I've just been working on the multiplexer. So yeah, there you go. But this is decent. I mean, we are using some pistons, but I don't think it's gonna cause much of a problem. I really hate pistons. If you didn't know, if you couldn't tell, I hate pistons, except for when they're being used to do things that they shouldn't be used to do, like instant repeaters. And I don't like, and the reason I don't like repeater or whatever these, actually I hate repeaters too, but I hate pistons more. Okay, and the reason I hate pistons is because they're so temperamental. So if we go over here to the old computer I built a while ago, I actually used a bunch of pistons in the design, and then they were the things that they single-handedly managed to ruin it. I mean, look at this. They're active when they probably shouldn't be active. I mean, they spat out their blocks so many times on this thing, just to ruin it. I hate pistons now. And nobody can stop me from hating pistons. And the reason I hate repeaters is because repeaters, as well, cause problems. They're just so slow sometimes. You want them to be fast? Oh, you have to use pistons instead. Yeah. See what I mean? Pistons. They're the way to go. when you're talking about repeaters. But when you're talking about repeaters, or when you're talking about pistons, pistons aren't the way to go. Just use comparators instead. And when you can't use comparators, use something else. Just find another solution. Alright, so I'd like to thank you all for watching, and if you have enjoyed today's episode, or video thing, you know, please consider liking and subscribing. If you guys got any comments, questions, or suggestions, leave them down below. I'll see you all next time, and hopefully, we do something, I make some big progress next episode. Or, I'll show you all something else that I've been doing lately. I mean, I kind of want to take a break from these Redstone videos, because I've done a lot of them lately. I would like to do something simpler. I'd like to do some simpler things, so if you all have any suggestions for simpler things we could do, let me know down below. Because I would love to do something that you all would love to see, that is simple, and not like a giant computer build.